he all about? And I remember it might have been maybe even you, Mary, that had connected me with Mark to because Mark was interested in organizing something for the International Day of the Girl. I think this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was a really cool opportunity where he was looking for me to sing some songs and help lead the event at St. George's Square, and it was very evident in that moment as him and I would meet in my office to go over details and figure out some of the sound stuff that was needed, and it was just so evident his passion to make a difference in the world. It was evidence that it was just so evident that he cared deeply and felt deeply, and that's my one of my most cherished memories of Mark. I always enjoyed talking with him. I always enjoyed hearing what was going on in his world, and it makes me sad to think that we'll never have that again, especially because I hadn't really seen much of him in the past couple of years, and that always makes me think about words left unsaid. It makes me think about that whenever someone passes on, there are always moments where we're like, I wish I had said this to them. I wish I could have had just one more conversation, one more moment, one more discussion, one more coffee, whatever that looks like. And we can choose so often to live from a place of regret. But I think what's beautiful and powerful about what we've done here is just the opportunity to hear from one another and to share our different memories of Mark, both the good and the bad. That's all a part of it. When someone passes on, it's not a moment where we idolize and idealize that person in all of their goodness, but also recognizing that, hey, you know what? I hope when I pass on that people are real and honest about everything that I worked through and dealt with. And so it's from that place where we move forward, we move on, and recognizing that this is a unique opportunity, a unique moment to not just hear from one another, to not just take this moment and sort of set it aside for Mark, but also to say this is a part of our grieving process. This is a part of it's a human thing that where we notice that someone is no longer with us, where we take note of that and we actually mark it, we actually deal with it. We don't set aside our emotions, we don't push them away, we don't we don't try to pretend they don't exist, but we embrace them. We embrace our emotions. So that's really the first thing, is that we want to say that we want to just make sure that whatever we are feeling, whenever we're feeling them, that we don't deny, we don't reject, but that we allow ourselves to feel exactly what we're feeling in that moment. The other word that came to my mind as I was thinking about Mark is the word community. The word community. When we think about the impact he had on the Hope House community here, the involvement he had, the difference he made in the broader Guelph community. It's so critical, it's so crucial. And now, in Mark's absence, community takes on an even greater role, because communities are a place to mourn in a much better place than isolation. Isolation is an awful place to mourn and grieve. Communities help us to process well. Communities help us to remember well and to love well. And so as we remember Mark, it's better to do that in community. And so whatever your community looks like, whether that's church, whether that's Hope House, whether that is your workplace, wherever you know Mark from, that you can say, this is a part of my story, this is a part of our community's story. And Mark was a piece of that. And we will never, ever forget that. And so I don't really have a ton more to say, because I think we've said so much. We've attested to so much of who Mark was, what Mark was passionate about, and our friendships with him. And we will cherish those for a lifetime. These moments also can cause us at times to sort of have an existential moment where we think about our lives, we think about our own, our own trajectories, our own destinies, so to speak. And I would just encourage all of us to do that in these moments, to think on the deeper questions in life. The meaning of life, the purpose of life. I know that Mark thought a lot about those things. And some of us in this room arrived at different answers than Mark. But we can cherish and love the memories, and we can think on our own life and our own existence. And so, on behalf of the Hope House community, I just want to thank you all for being here and for showing your love and your care for Mark. And it's just a privilege to share stories with one another, and may we grieve well, may we love well, may we be in community and show each other what Mark really aspired to in life, which is to see the world become a better place.